What's going on, everyone, and I want to welcome you all back to GroupCast Sports Pick'em. I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, Maggie May Designs, People's Bank, Brandy's Hope, and Sharon Ammann, Rodan and Fields. Jumping right into the action, we're going to give a recap of last week's game, starting with our featured game, which was Jackson Academy and Northeast Lauderdale. At the end, this one ended up not being close. Jackson Academy came out on top, and I think who all chose? You chose Northeast Lauderdale? Everybody else chose JA. It looks like in this one that JA was just, the quarterback was just too much to handle.
Right, like I said, the guy was an insane quarterback. I said from the beginning he would be the difference in this game, and Jay would come on top by a lot, and that's what ended up happening.
What he showed me was he can also run. He had 2 rushing touchdowns in the game and 1 50-yard rushing touchdown, so he showed his wheels. Like I said, the Jackson Academy quarterback will be playing on Saturdays next year, so I didn't expect this one to be close, and it wasn't.
I just don't think a private school can compete with a public school. But they're a top dog private, so I mean, I just wanted to see an upset.
So you heard that. Jackson Academy came out on top big against Northeast Lauderdale. Moving on to our next game, McGee versus Collins. This was an interesting game to watch. Collins did end up beating McGee. I think it was 33 to 25. 33-25. Now, me and Randy were at the game, and I'm telling you, it was some sloppy football.
It was the worst. It was the worst first half of football I've ever seen.
It was bad.
It was
the Collins. I know in the first quarter, within about a minute or two, there was 4 to 5 turnovers.
It was ridiculous.
Just back and forth, and like within plays, it was Collins threw an interception. McGee handed the ball off. They fumbled. It just back and forth. Eventually, Collins, their offense got to clicking there in the second half, and McGee just couldn't answer back. And
my thing is, Collins is a passing team. We all know that. They pass more than they run, and that's something that's really rare in high school football. And like I said last week, McGee needed to make an adjustment if they wanted to win this game.
They still did.
And they still didn't. They still had no safety over the top. That you're not going to win. Collins played the worst game of football they could have possibly played, and they still came on top because McGee refused to make an adjustment. And when you refuse to make an adjustment like that, you're just not going to win games.
They don't make adjustments, and they don't know how to finish a game 2 weeks in a row now.
I was the only one who picked McGee. I was kind of looking for an upset. Thought that the McGee defense would show up, and I thought that offense was explosive enough to win. I don't think that Collins just played awful. I just think this kind of goes to prove that Collins is a little bit overrated.
I just don't know why you keep taking up for McGee so much. It blows my mind. Collins isn't overrated. They're a 2A school. They just went in
they had a bad game
on an away game and beat a 3A school, and they did it while having almost, I think it was 4 turnovers, and they were still able to beat them by 8 points. It just shows McGee.
And a big thing is, Collins made adjustments after halftime, and they got better. They knew how to run, and they knew what to do against McGee's defense, and that's what McGee failed at. They didn't make any adjustments.
I'll tell you, this is where McGee went wrong on the offensive side of the ball. They kept putting in that number 5 running back, and then they take him out and they put in Chandler at running back. When the entire time they should have had Chandler out wide.
Chandler has been in the slot.
And they should have been throwing him the football. Because no matter where the ball was, if the ball was thrown to him, he made sure he caught the ball. And
there's a lot of drop passes by both teams.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Collins probably dropped 2 touchdown passes.
Once again, I think it goes to show, like Alex said, McGee didn't make adjustments, Collins did, and McGee does not know how to change anything. They will not win a game if they continue to do this. They got to learn how to play 2 different. I mean, football games 4 quarters. Everyone counts, and McGee only plays 2.
Right now, McGee's overrated. They got a coach who is from Philadelphia.
I wouldn't say they're overrated. I think McGee's not good.
They're overrated. I mean, I'm saying on Steven's logic, right now, he thinks they are a decent team, and they're not at all.
I think they're a team that can win a playoff game.
I think that
I don't think they're a team that's going to see a playoff game.
That's what I'm about to say. They need to change something if they want to make playoffs.
I mean, they got talent, but they
playoffs.
I think that they played a top tier 2A which, yeah, they should compete with, maybe. You can make that argument. And they played a top-tier 4A in the last 2 weeks. Sure, they're 0-2.
And they got dominated.
But
they got dominated after the second half. Because
I think that this team can make the playoffs, and I think that they can win a game.
I think McGee has potential, but I think in the end, it all falls back on that coaching.
None of it really matters. I mean, none of it really matters. We might as well just hand Jeff Davis the 3A state championship.
All I have to say
3A doesn't even matter to me anymore. Like, you can forget all of 3A.
The coaching is bad, but McGee has athletes, and athletes do win football games.
Coach Dye,
He won the last two.
better go back to that game plan you had in Philadelphia.
Moving on to our next game, Simpson Academy taking on PCS. Simpson ended up winning this game 20-8. Was that
7?
20-7.
Yeah.
Which was honestly a surprise. I had Simpson winning this game by a lot more. PCS isn't a good football team, and up until the second half, PCS hung with them pretty well. Ethan and Alex were at the game, and they can probably tell you a little bit more.
Yeah,
about
I want to
what they
say
saw.
that the score up until the halftime, PCS was hanging with them, but the whole feel of the game from the beginning was kind of a dominated game by Simpson. I knew it wasn't going to be a blowout of the score because they just kept on pounding the rock.
Any game with Simpson, the score is going to be deceiving.
Right, because
they could win by 7 points and they could have dominated that whole game.
And that's the way I feel. Simpson could have done better, but they did what they came there to do. I did see them actually drop back a couple times. Maybe they watched their last video. they actually had a reception, and that put them up the field by a lot. But then later on that drive, they threw a pick in the end zone.
Yeah.
So maybe wait till Hooks Harvey gets back before you start dropping back.
Funny thing was we were walking up as they threw that, so maybe the quarterback saw us. But no, I will say I think that that we gave too much credit to Simpson Academy last week and not enough to PCS. Because I will say this: if PCS's quarterback could have thrown the ball about 3 feet shorter on about 3 different passes, PCS wins that game.
Wide receivers were getting
they were burning Simpson's defenders. They exposed that secondary, but the quarterback for PCS could not get the ball in their hands. If that happens, Simpson Academy gets upset.
The last play of the half, in the first half, they threw a deep ball right there, and I thought the PCS receiver came down with it. If it was a yard shorter or so, that PCS guy's going in for a touchdown, and that's a tie ball game at the half. And
another thing, someone discounted the prevalence of Caleb Garner in the PCS game, but I will say he was a big deal. He did get a whole bunch of carries.
He had a touchdown.
He had a touchdown.
And
how many plays did he play, would you say?
Well, see,
most.
Yeah, we
on both sides.
Well,
I don't know about defense, but he played a lot of offense.
Yeah, and that was kind of shocking for me to see because every time I've heard from everyone who's I've talked to, he was a defensive star and he played more offensive snaps than defense.
And we saw a lot less of Corbin Hosey.
Yeah.
We saw a lot less of him running the football.
Well, yeah, that
was expected.
That was expected with Caleb.
I know that. I think Corbin was doing a fine job.
No, Corbin was doing.
Honestly, I think Caleb and Corbin were doing the same as far as running the ball. I think Caleb can drag the pile a little bit more, but
I feel like
right now Caleb is probably not even 100%.
You're right about that.
Yeah, if I was Simpson, I'd leave Corbin back there and put Caleb back on defense and just leave him strictly defense. Maybe give him a couple carries a game. But if they're at the
third and short,
if they're at the same pretty much Corbin and Caleb are the same type of running backs, and why gas Caleb the whole game when you can just leave him on defense because he's a defensive superstar.
I agree with what you're saying, but then again, for all we know, they could be giving Corbin Hosey a break because when you can ask Randy, he took a beating against that Forest game. He took a beat.
Well, like we said, Simpson Academy came out on top 20-7 against PCS. Everybody chose Simpson to win that game. Now moving on.
Mendenhall had a bye week.
Yeah, Mendenhall did have a bye week. Now moving on to this week's games. Our featured game, once again, we want to thank everybody who messaged us on Facebook, who sent in your high school's upcoming game this week. We took a look at it like always, looked at the stats, looked at the rankings, and this week we've got our featured game being Brandon taking on Northwest Rankin. It's a tough one for me, kind of, but I can't go against Northwest Rankin after they just annihilated Pearl 42-0.
Pearl's not what they're coming to be.
They're
I
not.
agree.
They're not.
I agree, but I think Northwest
I
Rankin
think
is the
Northwest
top.
Rankin is.
I think they are the level.
So
that
I
people think that.
I think Northwest Rankin has too many offensive weapons. They know how to score. They're going to score, and I don't see Brandon being able to hang with them. So I've got Northwest Rankin winning this game by about 14 to 17 points.
Oh, I think it's going to be a real dogfight game. You got a lot of athletes on both sides. A couple D1 commits on Brandon. You got a D1 commit out of Jones on Northwest Rankin. I think it's going to be a really good game. I definitely think they're the top 2 in 6A right now, up there with Starkville and a couple others.
Yeah, they're the top 3. Northwest Rankin, Brandon, and Starkville.
And they're really they're going to be the talk of everybody in the state this week. By far, it's the biggest game. Everybody's going to be watching this game. A lot of me is telling me to go for Northwest Rankin, but I really have something in me that wants to pull for Brandon. So I got Brandon by about 10 points.
I don't know. Brandon's got 2 D1 commits, one on each side of the ball. They got Jonathan Mingo, receiver, committed to Ole Miss, and Jay Stanley, who plays linebacker and safety, committed to Ole Miss as well.
And come this Friday, we will be interviewing both of the players after the game.
Yeah, we will be.
So both D1 commits.
Both D1 commits.
2 SEC commits.
They're both committed to Ole Miss, right?
Both committed to Ole Miss.
So be sure to tune in for that as well. We're going to interview them.
But anyway, there's a lot of firepower on that Brandon side of the ball. But what Northwest Rankin showed me a couple weeks ago against Pearl, I just can't pull against them. I think Jerry Jones is an absolute playmaker out on the outside, plays both sides. But I don't know. I think Northwest Rankin wins this game, and I think they win by 2-3 touchdowns.
Has Pearl won a game, or have they only won one game?
No, I think they've won.
Well, they won
I'm gonna go.
They lost to MC last
They
night.
haven't won a relevant game.
They may have won their first week.
I think they were 2-2.
Go ahead.
They were 2-0 going into Northwest Rankin.
I'm going with Brandon this week because Jerry Jones, he's a stud. He went off against Pearl. However, I think Pearl is a team who cannot pass. You have a D1 SEC commit on Brandon's side of the ball as a receiver, same as Northwest Rankin. They have two D1 receivers going at it against each other. But the thing is, Jerry Jones has to play both sides, you said. Brandon has their Jerry Jones in a receiver and their defensive Jerry Jones. So I'm going to have to go with Brandon. I think 2D1.
Right now, 24/7's got Mingo rated higher than Jones.
I just believe.
Yeah,
Brandon.
Mingo's a 4-star, and Stanley's a high 3-star, low 4-star, and then Jerry Jones is of course another 4-star. So there's a lot.
Right now the picture
24/7 had Jones at 3.
Right now the
Is them are rivals.
Right now the picture's split, and this one's really hard, but I picked Pearl against Northwest Rankin. I don't know what I was thinking because, once again, Pearl isn't what they used to be. And looking back at Pearl's team, I don't think that was as big of a win for Northwest Rankin as we initially thought it was. But with that being said, I'm not getting burnt by Northwest Rankin again. I'm not letting myself look that stupid again. Yeah. Northwest Rankin has too much firepower, and their offense is no joke. I thought I was sleeping on them, but they are absolutely dangerous. They beat Brandon. I do think it'll be close. I do think it'll be a great game to watch. One of the best games. It might be one of the best.
The game of the year.
Yeah, it might be the game of the year. It'll be a great game to watch. You'll see a lot of star power out there. Guys, that are going to be maybe future NFL players, I would say. It's going to be a great game to watch, but I have Northwest Rankin winning by about 14 or 17 points. I think they'll end up there now. I think Jerry Jones is being slept on if he's a 3-star. I think he's definitely a 4-star talent.
Yeah. So moving on to our next game, we have McGee taking on Newton. Newton's not good, but right now, McGee's not that good either.
Not good.
Newton's a 4A.
Yeah, Newton is a 4A. They're not good. I watched that McGee game against Collins last night, and I've seen a Newton football team that wasn't good beat a very good Mendenhall team 2 years ago.
Well, we didn't have our starting quarterback that game, so I'd like to.
That doesn't matter.
Still shouldn't have been a
Either
close
way.
game.
They blew.
That Newton team has athletes.
That's what they have athletes. They have athletes. It's tough for me though. I'm still going to pick McGee to win this football game. I think Chandler Pittman is an absolute hoss. Whoever number 5 is.
Ross McKinnis.
Ross McKinnis. I think he's an absolute dog.
We really wanted to interview him this week, but we couldn't find him, and really the coach should have left him in more.
Yeah,
he's not letting him play a big enough role.
He got probably half the touches that he got in against Mendenhall. But
and that's surprising because I feel like he played really well.
Oh, he did. He did.
You also
Didn't he have their 2 offensive touchdowns?
He might have been beat up. They might have been given
Either way.
If he played, he's
but like I said, this McGee team has a lot of stuff to figure out, especially on the coaching side of it. But like I said, I don't think Newton's good, and I think McGee is better, and I've got McGee winning this game by about 10, 14 points.
I have some really good friends on McGee, so I'd really like to see them win, but right now I think they're deflated. Their season's got, I mean, yeah, these games don't count, but even Alex has argued with me, these games, they're going to have a momentum and a morale boost, and right now they came off of a loss from Mendenhall. That's your biggest rival of the year. Then they lose to Collins, who's just a few miles down the highway. So, I mean, it's a lot of people in the ears right now probably, and they're really deflated. So, I mean, I don't see them pulling out another win until they get into lower tier teams, but this week I don't see it. I'm going to have to go with Newton.
My buddy, who's a receiver at Lamar Schools, they actually played Newton last week. He told me they put up 42 points in the first quarter. First 8 or 9 minutes of the game. Newton is bad. I looked, I fact-checked him, and it's true. I mean, they put up 42 in the first quarter against Newton, and that's a private school. Now,
crap.
albeit a good private school, but I can't see McGee losing to that.
See, I don't know. I just think McGee has the talent on the offensive side of the ball.
They put up 42.
100%. McGee definitely has the talent on the offensive side of the ball. Their defense, though, is just so bad.
And I don't think it's really their defensive players. Once again, it's just the defensive coaching.
It's
I mean,
the schemes.
I don't know what
they
you have to say to get through their head while I'm saying that. I don't think Newton is a good passing team. No. And that will definitely help out McGee because once you stop the run, if you're playing McGee, you have to have some kind of passing attack because
McGee has no secondary.
That's what I'm saying.
Even Collins. Collins was throwing quick slant after quick slant and taking it to the house. One pass plays.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it's hard for me to choose. Ethan, I'm going to let you choose after me, but I'm going to go ahead and butt in. And it's hard for me to choose right here because I think McGee's a bad team. I'm not going to lie. Like Randy said, making playoffs
I'm revoking my original answer. McGee's a bad team, but this team is hot garbage. This team is horrible.
That's what I'm saying. I think.
So you flipping your answer?
Yes.
Alex,
I helped you there.
That is ridiculous.
I think McGee has enough athletes to win this game. I mean, they're not a good team, but
is Newton on schedule for Mendenhall this year?
No.
but Newton is just
that would be a game to watch.
Newton just has no hope for the season. Honestly, their season is over. It was over before it started. They should just go ahead and start training for next year.
Yeah.
McGee's going to beat Newton, and it'll be by about 21 points.
Collins, Mendenhall, and Newton. They all three have one thing in common. Their mascot is a tiger, and that's one thing McGee. That is one thing McGee Trojans cannot beat. So I got Newton in an upset.
I don't care if that tiger's out there playing for them. This team is terrible.
So everybody but Ethan has McGee winning. For our next game, we got Simpson Academy taking on Cathedral. Cathedral's not a good team. On paper, they're 3-0, but they're not good. They haven't played anybody. So I've got Simpson winning this game, and I've got Simpson actually winning by about 14 to 21 points.
I mean 6.
He's saying that.
I'm saying
a
whatever
Simpson blowout would be like 6 points.
Whatever you think it's going to be less.
I mean, I see what he's saying.
Anyways, I think Simpson, they don't have to do much. They just got to hand the ball off left and right this game and take it to the house.
Once again, Simpson, they proud of you guys. Y'all opened up the playbook this past week.
2 passes.
Not much. Say
Hey, man.
2 passes, that's a lot.
Hey, man.
I will say they dropped back more than 2 times.
I don't know. I kind of think this is a play for Simpson because the last 2 games I watched, they complete a pass and throw a pick. So that might be.
Oh yeah, man. You know they just want to complete the first pass.
Well,
The second one interception.
That's how it looks.
We'll risk the game. But anyways, I think this week again it's gonna work. Really don't want to pick against Simpson. Don't want my phone getting any hate mail. But anyways, I think Simpson, they're gonna be able to win this game pretty easily. Cathedral, I mean, on paper, like Grayson said, they're a good-looking team. They haven't played anybody. I mean, they just haven't played any good teams. Simpson, they're gonna be able to ground and pound this ball all game long. It won't be a blowout because Simpson, they can't blow out anybody. They can dominate somebody. I don't think they can blow anybody on their schedule out because just how they play. It'll probably be about a 6, 7, 8 point game, something like that. Simpson's gonna win. They're gonna dominate easily.
Cathedral is 3-0. They've played absolutely nobody. They've literally played home schools. So I don't know what to think of Cathedral. I mean, they've beaten everybody pretty bad, but like I said, they've played absolutely nobody. I gotta take Simpson in this one. They're battle tested. They've had a couple of close games. I think the offense, you know, the run game can be pretty good. The defense still isn't where you'd want it to be, and the passing game is still atrocious.
This team is
But
some.
I think Simpson beats Cathedral by a touchdown or so, maybe 2.
I gotta say, I chose Simpson every week, and I'm gonna choose them this week. But if Cathedral can throw,
Do you go to Simpson?
do you go to McGee? Because you've been all over them here lately.
Anyways, go.
I believe that if Cathedral can throw and get a good passing game going, I saw Simpson secondary get exposed last week by the PCS receivers. So
PCS team.
Yeah, a team they should have beat by more than 14 points. 13 points. But I'm going to go with Simpson. Like everyone says, y'all just going to run the ball. Hope y'all score. Y'all win.
As Steven said, this team is battle tested. So if this team gets really hot, they've played some tough teams. I think if they get hot late in the season, that there's no team they're going to face besides Lamar.
I wouldn't say that they've played tough teams. I'd say that they played mediocre teams, which is what they are.
Oak Forest was a pretty tough.
Simpson, they played
Park Lane,
and Oak Grove. That's
Park Lane was a blowout, so it didn't help them in that case.
Any team that they play that's going to be as tough or tougher. I'm saying they're not going to play anybody besides Lamar that's going to be as tough as the teams they've already played.
Right.
Columbia just got.
I'm thinking Cathedral. Okay.
Sit.
Oh yeah, I text him, not me.
I think Cathedral's 3-0. I think they're going to come to this game thinking they can win. Simpson, I mean, they played better teams than Cathedral, but we can't say Cathedral's bad because
we haven't seen them play.
They've blown every team they played out, even though they weren't good teams. They blew them out. Simpson, they played good teams. They played bad teams. When they play good teams, they lose. I think Simpson comes into here, and I think Cathedral takes the win. I think they win from the start. I think Simpson might hang around close because I think it'll be one of those games. But in the end, Cathedral just will be the better team. I don't think Simpson's that great.
Like you know that the game is at Simpson, and Cathedral does have a very long bus drive. I know that does factor in.
You act like they're gonna get jet lag before the game.
Now I will like
2.5 hour drive.
This is Simpson Academy's homecoming, so if I'm sure Cathedral's wanting to upset them, so they'll probably come in.
Simpson, I mean, teams do get lost in those kind of festivities as well.
Cathedral's
they can't take your mind off the game.
Cathedral's going to come in wanting to ruin Simpson's day. They're going to want to stay undefeated, and I think they are more motivated than Simpson. I honestly do. I hear a lot of Simpson people talking about, oh, we're playing Cathedral. Look who they've played. But I don't think they should sleep on them. I think once again, even though Cathedral might not be the greatest team, Cathedral's getting slept on, and they will beat Simpson.
I think for sure.
Bet on it.
You know I'm gonna put
Figuratively.
I think Simpson for sure. They don't have any team besides Lamar probably that's gonna be tougher than them. that's going to be as tough as any team they've already played.
So all of us have Simpson winning. Alex has Cathedral. Now moving on to our last game, you have the Mendenhall Tigers taking on Purvis at Purvis. I think Mendenhall still wins this game. I think they end up winning by 21-28 points. Now I do believe that this will be Mendenhall's biggest test so far. But like I said, I think that Mendenhall offense is just too explosive. And right now, it's going to be hard for any team on their schedule to keep up with them. And if they keep clicking the way they do, I could see an undefeated season. So I've got Mendenhall winning this game, like I said, by about 21-28 points.
Yeah, I'm going to have to pick Mendenhall too, and I will agree that they're their biggest challenge so far. Purvis isn't good. They're not the same team as last year, but Mendenhall's played nobody. Florence sucks. Raymond, I don't know why they still have a football program. McGee, they got blew out.
Show 'em that shirt, Raymond.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm not biased, but I will agree that this is our county, and this is Mendenhall's district to win. The fact that Mendenhall is not in the top 5 of 4A right now is disrespectful.
I agree.
We're at 7?
No, they got them at 8th right now. It's disrespectful. There's nobody in this county. There's nobody up and down 49 right now that can compete with Mendenhall until you get to Hattiesburg, and then it's a different story.
That's like that. I mean, that's honestly like saying McGee can beat Mendenhall and Simpson Academy passes. It's just not logical. Mendenhall should be top 5 and then 4.
There's nobody around in this vicinity that could touch Mendenhall. It's just not going to happen. Purvis, they're not going to touch them. Let's go. Mendenhall's going to win by 35 points.
Yeah.
I'll bet somebody and I'll cover that spread. 35 points. Mendenhall will beat Purvis.
Oh, wow. Okay. Steven is on the Mendenhall football team, so instead of predicting games, I'm going to ask him, an interview-based question. I'm going to ask you, Purvis, it's no secret, they ruined Mendenhall's season last year. They beat them in the playoffs at round 1, and it was a year that a lot of Mendenhall people thought they had what it took to go to state, and it just didn't end up happening. Purvis beat them round 1. What is the climate like? What is the difference in the environment knowing that this is a team that put Mendenhall out last year?
Well, this week's kind of all about revenge. Last year, I agreed, even the team, thought that this was the team. They thought that this was the team that was going to lead us to our first state championship in 29 years. So, I mean, and to get knocked out in the first round by a team, that hurt.
That you
beat by 2 or 3 touchdowns in the regular season. And, before the game, our coaches were telling us it's hard to beat a team twice. It's hard to beat a team twice, and, I mean, I guess that's true. But, so definitely this week it's all about revenge. They really did ruin our season last year, so we're looking forward to getting another shot at them.
I understand that.
I got Mendenhall. I think they shut Purvis out. I don't see them having no problems with this. Starters come out in third quarter. Mendenhall wins big.
Yeah, it won't be a shutout, but Purvis is not good. They're not a good football team. There's not too much to say about this game. Mendenhall's going to win big, just like they've won every single game they've had. I mean, Mendenhall is just an insane football team, and that's just the bottom line. They blow out every team they face, and we're not talking about they face nobodies. The people they face aren't great, but the people they face haven't been just terrible. McGee is not a great football team, but they're decent. Florence coming into the season was supposed to be good. They got a really good running back. And then again, you got Raymond, which Raymond's pretty terrible. Not going to lie about that. Yeah, Raymond's really bad. But you come into Purvis. Purvis, once again, is not a good team, but they'll come in. Starters are out by halftime. It's going to be another blowout. If you're coming to watch a back-and-forth game, don't come to Mendenhall and Purvis.
And what is Purvis? 1-3 or 1-2 or what? I know they're only win.
I think they're 2-1.
Who else did they beat
No,
besides
because
Columbia
I know they've lost 2.
No, maybe they're 1-2.
Yeah, because
that's it. They're 1-2.
They lost to Oak Grove and West.
And that just goes to show my point that.
But they've lost to some good teams. Oak Grove's a good team.
Yeah, Purvis is a middle. They're not a bad team, but they're not a great team. They're a little bit above middle of the pack 4A, and that just goes to show that a private school cannot compete with a decent public school.
Because that's a decent private school. And Purvis beat them by 42. It was 48-6.
The only thing
they blew them out.
The only
and when
thing
Mendenhall blows, 35 points or more. I'm just gonna say
the only thing Purvis has is a receiver, Jesse Johnson. I believe he's a junior, heck of an athlete, but I don't see Mendenhall having any trouble shutting him down.
All right, so we all have Mendenhall winning pretty big. So now just going back over our picks, starting with Northwest Rankin and Brandon. I've got Northwest Rankin. I think that their offense is just too much to handle, and I think they're going to end up winning state in 6A.
You know, I'm going with Brandon, so hope they don't burn me on this one.
I've got Northwest Rankin. What they showed me a couple weeks ago against Pearl, I just can't pick against them.
Pearl sucks.
Yeah. And they were the defending state champs, and they beat them by 42.
Yeah, well, I believe that 2 D1 commits beats 1, and Brandon wins this game.
I'm not getting killed by Northwest Rankin again.
You know who you want to pick.
I'm riding with Northwest Rankin until I'm riding with Northwest Rankin until the wheels fall off. They will be state champs.
Well, them wheels are gonna fall out.
Put money on it, please.
I'll put money on this game.
Oh, on this game,
Yeah.
give me 7 points.
No.
Give me 3.
Anyways, no.
Straight up, $10. But the state championship, I don't care what any of these South teams are. They won't hold a candle to Starkville.
No, Starkville.
We'll see here in 3 weeks.
Doesn't Northwest Rankin play Starkville?
Northwest Rankin play
Yeah.
Starkville.
That'll be a game.
Moving on to the next game, McGee taking on. Who did they play? Newton.
Yeah.
I forgot who it was because they're so bad. I've got McGee winning this game. 2 bad teams going at it. I just think McGee's just better.
As I said, McGee was deflated, and then Stephen informed me that Newton County allowed 41.
Newton. There's a
Newton, my fault. Newton.
He's
McGee's going to win easily. Just keep going.
Newton allowed 42 points in 8 minutes of football to a private school.
How does
This
that
game,
possible?
I don't know how it's possible. Newton's bad. This game is not close.
They could have put up 100.
Newton's bad.
They could have put out 100 by halftime.
Newton's bad. McGee's worse. Newton wins.
Oh my God!
Oh no.
$5.
Oh, boy, bet 100.
McGee obliterates Newton in this one. It's not going to be very close. The more I look into Newton, the better they get, or the worse they get. They just are not a good enough football team to really compete with anyone at all. Really, I think there's 1A schools that can beat Newton.
Yeah.
So McGee wins.
Before we really finish everything, who's next?
Simpson.
We'll finish all the games, and I got something to say.
Next, we have Simpson Academy taking on Cathedral. Cathedral they're 3-0 on paper, but they haven't played anybody. And I think right now, Simpson, they're starting to get some of their injured players back, and I think maybe they'll start getting some stuff clicking. I've got Simpson winning this game.
Simpson, they've, like Steven said, they're battle tested right now, and I don't think they got anybody on their schedule that's going to be harder than the teams they've already played besides Lamar. I'll go ahead and tell you right now, I don't think Lamar's going
to beat him by 4.
Lamar's quarterback's going to
Lamar's
that
Jake Ransier will have 10 touchdowns.
I don't know about him, but they're going to blow Cincinnati. Lamar will. But this game, Cathedral, it sounds like they've played teams, Mississippi School blind to death, really. I've never heard of these teams. Never.
Literal homeschools.
I've never heard of them. So, they could be good, like Alex said. They haven't played anybody. They could be, but I'm going to go with Simpson because they're battle tested. They've played top teams so far, and they've got blown out in one of them. But they've gotten better every week, and we're putting a lot on the pass right now. We're really wanting them to pass the ball, but their run game looks like it's unstoppable right now. And if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Again, this is going to be an Army-Navy type of game. It's going to be a game that features, 4 or 5 combined passes. It's not going to be a very fun game to watch. Simpson should dominate all night long, and the scoreboard won't reflect how much Simpson dominates all night long, but I still got Simpson winning by about 2 touchdowns.
I got them winning by 6. And they'll still dominate, but they'll only win by 6 points.
I got Simpson winning. Just going to run the ball up the middle, run the ball outside. They'll win. Cathedral's bad.
I think you guys are definitely sleeping on Cathedral. You can't say they're bad when they've won every game and they've blown out the other team every game. Simpson, we're saying their run game is unstoppable, but it hasn't been unstoppable when they.
It's not unstoppable.
It hasn't been unstoppable when they played good teams. It's been unstoppable when they played PCS.
Yeah.
So you can't say that. Cathedral, I'm telling you guys, y'all are sleeping on them.
Us 5 could beat the teams Cathedral was playing.
No school besides Park Lane really shut down the running game.
Cathedral is winning this game.
Well, I mean, if that's all you do, they're going to gain yards.
Yeah.
I could run the ball 70
according to y'all,
times a
that's
game.
all they do. They should be able to key in.
I could run the ball 60 times a game and get some yards.
Cathedral wins this game.
Moving on to our last game, Mendenhall taking on Purvis. I think Mendenhall's offense is just too explosive. They've got momentum right now, and right now they're the team to beat, and I don't think anybody beats them. I think Mendenhall wins this game by about 21 to 28 points.
Mendenhall by 35.
Not common.
Mendenhall shut up.
Yeah, this one is not. This is a no-brainer. Mendenhall destroys Purvis and gets the easy win.
Well, that's going to do it for us here at GroupCast Sports. We want to thank you all for watching. We want to also give a big shout out to our sponsors, Brandy's Hope, Maggie's Maid, People's Bank, and Sharon Ammann, Rodan and Fields. If you would like to be a sponsor for GroupCast Sports, be sure to message us on Facebook, or you can email us at groupcastsports@gmail.com. Also, be sure to check out our website, where we will have articles posted, as well as videos, and you can also find more contact information. We also want to give a big shout out to Casey Wallace, who started Cougar Chat this week. If any of you have ever seen Tiger Talk, Cougar Chat is just like that, just with Simpson Academy. So we're really excited to have Casey on board with us. And I will say, we are right now currently taking applications to start Trojan Talk. Now, we have done it a few times so far, but now we're looking for someone to do it full time.
We're really, if you go to a school and you're interested in doing it, we could do it at any school as long as we know you're serious about it. That's what I wanted to talk about. I don't think we're putting enough. I mean, yeah, we talk about it. We do the run through, but we don't put enough emphasis on our Facebook. I really think our Facebook. You should definitely go like and follow our Facebook. And don't forget to turn on post notifications, especially if your team's, if you're a Simpson County fan of one of the 3 teams. You know, we do live updates during the game, so it's a real big helper to have. So I just wanted to put some emphasis on that. And if you go to a school and you want to do just like Tiger Talk or Cougar Chat like that, but you want to do it at your own school, be sure to just message us on Facebook, or you could go to our website and you can find all of our contact information.
We're always looking to expand. We're always looking to get bigger and grow, and that'd be something that we would all look forward to. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel. That's where you will find every episode to GroupCast Sports Pick'em. We're also discussing a few more different segments to start here at GroupCast, and yeah, we've got a lot of stuff. A lot of things that we're working on here, and we're really excited. We're now getting close to the midway point in the high school football season, and we're loving it so far. So, like I said, I want to thank you all for watching. Big shout out to our sponsors. Be sure to check out Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and our YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. You know the whole deal. And like I said, thanks for watching.